What's up? Welcome to my next video on how to draw anime poses from reference. And this time I'm drawing a Baki pose, but this time I'm drawing a Baki pose where he's fighting another character. I know a lot of people have been requesting that I draw like a fighting sequence and how to draw a fight sequence. So right now I just picked a picture from one of the chapters, and it's a pose of Baki kicking the guy in the face. And the way I drew this is when drawing fighting poses, it's kind of like you're trying to find the distance of two people or multiple people, depending on how many is on the page or how many you're trying to draw. And for this, I sketch out the body of the person that's attacking first, and then I'll draw the head of the other person, and then I kind of work my way around the figure towards the impact of whatever the punch or the kick or what's going on. And I kind of work my way through that. And as you see, when I'm doing the shapes, since the body is moving in a dynamic way, I kind of just, I threw it down. Like, I mean, this whole outline of the sketch was dropped down within, a few seconds, or maybe like a few seconds towards like 20 seconds to 40 seconds to just drop everything down. That's why you see me do like the shapes for the body, the circles for the head, and for the arms I kind of just doing a line. And when you're throwing a line for the arms and legs, the body looks like a stick figure. It looks fairly skinny, but when you start adding muscles like you see me doing right now, it's kind of like building blocks. You're kind of just you're adding in globs of different circles and curves, and you're kind of just going around that. It's a lot of overlapping, and when you get the overlapping right, you can form the muscle, and you can kind of just make it as big as you want. And usually when I go through these stages, I didn't do it now. Sometimes I'll go over the sketch with a kneaded eraser to make those lines really light, then go over it with a pencil. After you go with the pencil, I may use a kneaded eraser to go over the lines again to make it more lighter, to fix, whether their arms are too short or legs too long or arms too long. And you want to fix all that before you start getting too detailed with it. And this one, not getting too detailed with it, it's for something you just do for fun and practicing with, to getting in the different dynamic shapes and poses for your figure. So right now I'm working in the head, and I like to draw the heads of the bodies first and detail the head to get a general idea of what's going with the face before I draw the rest of the body. That way you're not drawing the body and then you start working in the details in the head, and then the head can look probably, maybe it's too small or whatever, and you have to erase the whole thing. So I always try to, add fairly enough detail to get the general idea for the head in, and then I'll start dropping in the rest of the body. You see me working in, like I got his neck. His body's all disjointed. His arms going all crazy. Baki's kicks are pretty heavy when he hits you with those blows. His hands. Now I've been getting questions on simpler methods for drawing hands, and to me it's kind of one of the things where you just it's like you're just doing shapes. Like when you think about hands, you're thinking about drawing cylinders or boxes. And sometimes for me, I'll just draw boxes, like especially if it's certain hands or certain fingers that's foreshortened, and that each finger has 3 connecting parts. So if you just draw 3 cylinders, and the thumb will have 2 parts, two cylinders for the thumb. The thumb is bigger, and I may do some tutorials on hands in the future also. You get a general idea, because there's easier ways to draw hands, and the more you practice drawing them for fingers that way, the better you get at drawing hands. And me, I'm always for me it's quickly to just draw those cylinders out, and I could use my kneaded eraser to erase the fingers and start adding in the little curves before I start finalizing, before I ink anything. Right now I'm adding in more details into the foot. The other hand. Going into the muscles, start adding in some of the details. During these poses, you always, especially when they're dynamic poses for comics and things like that, you don't have to focus on trying to make them as realistic as possible, because first of all, it's a comic book, so you just make it look as dynamic as you want, and try to bend the body as far as you can go, and then readjust it as you go along. Because if you make things look too realistic, as far as watching, if you see there's a difference between a realistic pose and a comic book pose. A comic book pose will look more dynamic than a realistic pose, depending on the angles and things like that. That's why when you see a same pose that's done in a comic that's redone in a movie, it's not going to look the same. It's hard to get that same dynamic quality from a comic book pose, mainly because the characters they're all unproportionate as far as they're like super huge and their bodies are bending in different ways and things like that. Especially if you read Baki, Baki, their bodies are always in these weird bending positions, but it makes it dynamic, which is one thing I like about it. And that's it for this video. If you want to see more videos like this, like button, subscribe, comment. Take care.